presence.
We now invite Mr. Satya Prakash Singh to come up on the stage and give the inaugural address.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. So, good morning, friends. I think among the distinguished academicians, I'm the only banker. The reason is simple because wisdom should accompany money, right? So, perhaps that is the reason I'm here. Otherwise, I'm an odd man out. Anyway, so I'm a president and distinguished dignitaries. It's a great pleasure to be with you. And thanks to ERDA for inviting me for today's this August event. The topic which has been selected by ERDA, in fact, I'm grossly impressed with the topic. The topic is empowering the society, academia, industry, and the public collaboration. In general, wherever I have been going, I'm finding that government is an integral part of every debate. And the society and the public at large has been habitual to find out all those weaknesses of the government, that why the society is not transforming. So from that angle, my compliments to the people who have selected this topic, that you have excluded the government. The reason is simple. My deliberation with you would be divided into 2-3 parts. Basically, I'll be concentrating that what changes has taken place in India in past 1 decade, and how the greater responsibility has come to the academia, society, and the industry. A couple of points just to make you that if you see India in past 1 decade, how it has transformed in various ways. One of the very significant thing which you have seen in the recent past, the COVID which happened, it was an unprecedented event which has taken at the global scale. And you will find that India is one of the best managed economies in the world. In terms of, if you see the fiscal prudence and the management, monetary management, and the inflationary pressures, which has devastated several parts of the world, has been very effectively managed in India, and compliments to the government policies and the vision which we were having. The second important aspect, if you see the transition which has taken place in past 1 decade, the factor productivities in India, which has been being blamed over a period of time for our backwardness, how it has moved to a different level. Between 2003 to 2013, the factor productivities in India was growing at an annual growth rate of 1.3%, and post 2014, the factor productivities have been growing by 2.7%, just double the what it was. This is a significant change because factor productivities doesn't depend only on technology, but a lot depends upon the attitude of the working population, wherever it is working. So this is one transition which is slowly and very effectively taking place in India. The third important aspect, the transition which India has seen, is that if you see the developmental aspect of the world, what you will find that the per capita patent and the innovation has been the significant indicator of the economic development of a nation. Majority of the nations which have the highest per capita innovation and the patent, they are the most developed nations in the world. And how India has transformed, that in 2015, it was ranked almost 89th, 85, 85th in terms of global innovation. And in 2024, we are ranked 39th in terms of global innovation. So that's the strength which the Indian society and the Indian community is bringing to the nation. And we are definitely on the right path to be the among 3 largest economies of the world. The other aspect of Indian economy, the transition which has taken place, and once again, compliments to the entire society and the public and we all, that how this transformation is slowly creeping into each and every single individual. The third important aspect is that ease of doing business. Out of approximately 190 countries, In 2015, India was ranked approximately 160th. And today we are ranked 69th. This means what? That the policy interventions which are being implemented by the government of India is definitely shaping the world, India, into a different perspective. And a couple of aspects more, and all the youngsters who are sitting here, you are the future, not only in terms of your vision, but perhaps the kind of infrastructure and the facilities which are being created by government of India. It is you who has to take it forward. A couple of points to share with you with data, and I think I'm an economist by profession. So always data only supports your thought. 2016, Government of India took a initiative and launched the National Startup Program. And a 10,000 crore fund was created by Government of India. And currently, I'm the person who is leading this drive in India. This 10,000 crore fund, you will be surprised to know that how the India has transformed into a startup nation. In fact, if you see the global economy and read the global history, what you will find that three things are very significant for a nation to evolve it into a developed nation. The first is that the infrastructure, second is the manufacturing sector, and third is the startup. Why these three are very significant for a nation to take it to the next level is without infrastructure, you cannot generate efficiencies. Efficiencies not in terms of individuals, but efficiencies in every walk of your life. And today you see the way the Indian infrastructure is getting developed in terms of roads, transport, railways, ports, every aspect just you see, and each one of you must be feeling that. I think those numbers, that how many kilometers of roads are getting constructed every day, or how many new ports are getting operated every day, or new trains which are running, and electrification, I think that data is now insignificant. The significant is that you are seeing this in every nook and corner of the country. And this is the first aspect which Government of India in past 1 decade took over, that unless otherwise we are building a world-class infrastructure, we cannot think of a world-class society. The second aspect is the manufacturing. Again, economic history shows that any country in the world cannot think of a world power without a powerful manufacturing sector. Those who are the students of economics and commerce, they must be knowing that how the industrial revolution took place in 16th and 17th century in Britain, and how it has moved across the world, right? Now it is the time for India. The problem is that if we see the manufacturing sector contribution in Indian economy, it has declined over a period of time. We were having approximately 26% contribution to GDP of our manufacturing sector, and it has declined right now to hardly around 16 to 17%. Now India is going forward to take it to the next level and being a very significant part of the overall global supply chain. Simon Kuznets, he was a leading Nobel laureate economist. He has said that an economy which is being developed on services and not duly supported by the manufacturing is bound to face hyperinflation in the long run. The reason is the service sector can definitely generate more and more revenues, but definitely as far as the inflationary and other associated problems are concerned, that can be solved only through the manufacturing sector. The second important thing is, as the global situation is evolving, the geopolitical conditions are also getting complex. So in case you are not developing domestic manufacturing sector and you are not going to be a significant part of the global supply chain, you are vulnerable to the global shocks. And those global shocks will keep on dragging you down in your journey. So manufacturing sector is the second important aspect, where you would have heard that Make in India program Government of India launched. There is a PLI scheme, production linked incentive scheme, and every single product which you are manufacturing in various sectors, they are incentivized by a reimbursement of the interest which you are paying on the borrowed capital. And the third aspect, which is very significant for the development, is the startup. Why? Because startups are bringing new solutions, and they are the sector where IP based innovations are taking place. In 2016, when the government of India launched this 10,000 crore fund of fund, India was having hardly 350 registered startups. And you will be amazed to know that India today is having 1,52,000 registered startups with DPIIT. Today, me as a SIDBI are running the single largest startup program in the country, and we are managing the single largest sovereign fund in the world. Today, SIDBI is managing around 15,000 crore worth of funds to promote the startup ecosystem in the country. 20 unicorns are there in our portfolio, right? And you would have read the government of India has launched recently now 1 lakh crore R&D fund. Why these data is very significant for academicians like you? It is the role of the academic institutions to move out of those theoretical aspects and promote and motivate these students, young minds, that there is no dearth of resource. The only thing is you have to ignite your mind. And instead of developing those apps and platform-based e-commerce, come to the physical solutions to the technologies where our dependence is more on the import. There's no dearth of money. Trust me, as far as seed capital is concerned, I mean, incubation center, the programs which are currently running, every single ministry is having a program. If you are having an original idea in the field of electronics, MET is providing grant support to you to test your ideas to take it to the next level. If you are an specialist in biotechnology and you are looking forward some solution in the biotechnology, there to support you. If you have some physical technology solutions which you are evolving, DST is there. And above all, I'm sitting with you. How much money you need, I'm ready to give you. The only thing is that you have to bring the right solutions, right? So perhaps if you will see, what I wanted to say is the last part of my talk would be that how this academia, public and industry is going to be connected. And here is the biggest role of the academia. Industry is open to take these challenges. Industry is open. I think many of you must be knowing that this Indian Institute of Science and the IITs, the industry is coming to these campuses because that's a program also I'm funding. They are coming and they are telling that this is my problem. I need this solution. And I will fund. What these institutions are doing, they are floating up proposal. Those students who are interested to work in this field, they will be provided capital to research. They will also be paid stipend for that, and you have to bring the solutions. So how in the industry has already collaborated with the academia is that academia is having the requisite knowledge, requisite supply of the manpower. Problem statements are being given by the industry. Just these two has to be combined with, right? Now, in various areas, these programs are going to be funding. The most important aspect of academia perhaps is beyond research, bringing an attitudinal change in the public. What India is perhaps suffering the most right now is the public attitude. The public attitude, many of you would have traveled, I have traveled almost half of the world and almost all the developed countries. What a basic difference I find in terms of attitude when you travel to Europe, America, or Japan, and then you are traveling to India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or something like these countries. The public attitude is that what does not belong to you, you are not concerned about that. If you are walking on the road because you feel that road belongs to somebody else, therefore you are not responsible to the road. If you are traveling in the train, what you are feeling because train is not mine, therefore I am least concerned with the safety and its cleanliness and anything in the, and the last important aspect of the public attitude, what I have seen is the workmanship. Wherever I am, unless otherwise I'm responsible to the thing which I'm doing, things are not going to change. And industry, in past 3 decades, I've spent in banking, and thousands of industries I have funded, and therefore have the first-hand practical knowledge. What is the biggest problem of the workmanship on the shop floor is that if he's manufacturing a component, he's least bothered that what kind of quality I am producing, how much percentage would be rejected, and industry is suffering because of that. These inefficiencies are making you uncompetitive. Therefore, the largest, I think, responsibility of academia is bringing the public attitude. And I hope each one of us must do wherever, in whatever capacity we are. So I think put together, if these things would be taken care of, definitely India will emerge as a great. Thank you so much for your patience.
Presence